I'm going to show you how I made these cards today. And they are good for paint swatches or all kinds of medium that you use for art. And anyway, it's going to be fun. It's super easy. Supplies for this project are super minimal. Sorry for the mess. I've been very arty lately. Super minimal. A straight cutter. You could use scissors and a ruler if you want. This is very helpful. You need a marking device. Pencil is my favorite. A glue. You can use whatever glue you prefer, but I like the glue runners like this Tombow one. Then 3 colored papers. I use white, black, and craft paper. This is an Archer and Olive B5 pad of paper, and I super recommend it. I'll link stuff below. I do want to say that I use the Archer and Olive paper because that is often what I am painting on. So it would be actually more helpful for you if you used paper that you paint on. If you don't have any black paper, you could use like a black marker so that you can see how the paint or whatever medium behaves over dark surfaces. Craft is optional, but I thought it would be fun to see what it looked like because I really like the way a lot of paint looks like on craft paper. So anyway, like I said, this is open to interpretation. You can do it however you like, but this is how I did it, and I think it's cool. All right, we're on high speed here. First, you're going to mark out how big you want your swatches. I used a pencil here. This paper has dot grid on it, so it was really easy just to mark some stuff down. Next, we're going to decide how wide we want our colored strips and cut them down to size. I love this Fiskars cutter. I've had it for a bajillion years. There's better ones out in the world, but this one has stuck with me for like 15 years or something, and I've used it for forever. It works really well. I just cut a bunch of strips because I was making multiple pages. So you want to, cut as many as you think you need. I needed to make 56 swatch cards, so I needed a lot. Then we lined things up and glued them down. I decided to go with craft and then black and then white. I noticed my head gets into the frame kind of a bit during this. I guess I was like really focused. But anyway, I think I did a total of 3 sheets of this on the B5 paper because, like I said, I needed 56 swatches because I had 56 colors. So I had some spare too. It's really super easy. Next, we tear it out of the book. And once you've made however many you need to make, you just start cutting them down to the size of the swatches that you want to use. I think this was actually maybe a little bit on the small side. I gave myself enough, room for paint, but it kind of would have been nice if I would have given myself more writing room for the name of the product or the color of the product on the front. But I think it'll work just fine for now. I'm really excited to be able to get little hoops for them, but for now they're just sitting out all individual. Here I'm marking to make sure I cut where I want it to cut, and this cutter can basically only cut through 2 sheets of paper very well. Sometimes it's a very small little blade in there. Now I've started cutting it to the height I want, and this is relatively straightforward, so I'm gonna kind of skip through this. But overall, this project, it kind of took a little bit of time here to make it, and then it takes a considerable amount of time to actually swatch your colors, but I think in the end it's really valuable. Now we have all the cards that we need, and stick around because I'm going to show you a couple examples on swatching. Sorry for the AC noise. I am sitting right by it. It's hot in the tropics. As always, I apologize. But while I have you here, I wanted to just show you real quick. Making a couple of swatch cards using my Prismacolor pencils and one watercolor. Just because I already did the gouache swatches, I wanted to show you like other materials too. So firstly, I always write down the name of the color. So this is, you know, the reason why I chose, you know, multiple colors. Obviously, this isn't going to show on the white, but how cool is that? So when you're making an art piece and maybe you're using different color paper, you know which colors to use. Here, and I'll do it a little harder here because it's nice to see that too. There. So you can really see how white shows up on different colors, just because it'll be really fun, and this is one of my favorite colors, and it'll show up on all the colors. Light aqua, and just like my white, we'll do one side where it's where you're pushing more pressure, putting more pressure. I thought this was one of the best ways to really gain knowledge on the medium that you're using. It's a very good first thing to do when you get a new medium, like if you get new colored pencils or whatever, swatch them out. You know exactly what color they're going to be, you know how hard you need to press or whatever. Anyway, swatching is probably one of the most important things you can do. For watercolors, I like to go from dark to light. We're going to go backwards since that's how I'm doing it on everything else. Oops. Now we have a solid color here, and we're gonna go dark, pretty dark. Then we're gonna kind of clean off the brush here a little bit, and we're gonna go lighter. Then we're gonna clean it all the way, the best we can. And we're gonna go like this and hope that the paint runs, and it's not really. Sometimes you got to go over it a little bit more, but this shows you the dilution of paint you use, so it gives you a really good range of how one shade works. And in the future, I hope to get a hole punch holes in these and attach them on a ring of all the colors that I have, for, you know, a different ring for each medium. So that is how you can use the swatches. And my last video was doing the gouache colors, and I also did a light and a dark application. And on the back, well, I haven't yet, but I'm writing the brand of the product on the back. So behind, on this one, I will write Prismacolors. This one, Prismacolor. This one is a Lucas Farben 1868, I think, watercolors. So thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day today to hang out with me here on the Dri Journal, and I hope this was helpful. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.